Hey everyone, it's time for your math review for September 10th. Today you are working on solving rate problems. I'm going to show you a little different strategy than Mrs. Hippensteel showed you. You can use her way if you understand it better. You can use my way if you understand it better. Either way, you'll get the right answer as long as you're doing the math the right way. So number 4 for your homework assignment today says something about a human heart can, in 10 minutes, it will beat 700 times. And then it asks, how many minutes will it take to beat 140 times? And so you'll set up the problem just like you've been setting them up. Generally, with the first two numbers they give you, you set up your ratio. And so the first number they gave me was 10 minutes. The second number they gave me was 700 beats. Now, you don't have to have the M. You don't have to have the B. I simply put those there to remind myself what I've put on the top and what I've put on the bottom, because it has to match here. Whatever goes on the top here, here has to go on the top here, and whatever goes on the bottom here has to go on the bottom here. Now, my way is just a little different because we don't know this value up here. And so in big kid math, in middle school math, when we don't know a value, we use a letter, but we call it a variable. And so I'm going to put an N here because I don't know it. That's a number, okay? After you set up your problem, you are going to draw butterfly wings. It's diagonal, circling these two, diagonal, circling those two, butterfly. The butterfly is in the shape of an X. The X tells me to multiply, all right? So I'm going to multiply. Now, it doesn't matter which wing I work off of first, as long as I keep the numbers in the wing together. So I've got 700 times something. Remember, I'm multiplying. So 700 times something equals, I have my equal sign, I put my equal sign, 10 times 140, okay? That's our second step. 700 times something is the same as 10 times 140. So now you're going to look at what part of that problem can you solve. Well, I can't solve this because I don't know what n is, but I can solve this. 140 times 10 is 1,400. So I'm just going to put my answer down here, 1,400. I didn't do anything with this. I didn't solve it, so I just bring it down and don't do anything with it again. So 700 times n equals 1,400. So this problem is telling me 1,700 times something equals 1,400. I don't know what that number is, so you need to think back. How do I solve a problem like this? How can I figure out what this n equals? Well, it's division. You actually do the opposite. Instead of multiplying by 700, I divide by 700. So, what is 1,400 divided by 700? If you have to use a calculator to figure this out, it's okay. You're in middle school now. The math is going to get harder, and you might have to use a calculator more and more. 1,400 divided by 700 is 2. So my answer is 2. So back up here, when it asked how many minutes will it take to beat 140 times, the answer is 2. That's your answer. You're done. Looks like we skipped a step based on what Mrs. Hippensteel showed you. Again, you can do her way, you can do my way, but I think this is a simple way to keep track of how to solve those problems. I will have color-coded notes online as well. Good luck with your math.